Many thanks for joining us. It's still Politics HQ on News Central Television. Now, Dr. Hakeem Baba-Ahmed, that's the former special advisor on political matters to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, asserts that no politician can win the Nigerian presidency in 2027 without the support of the northern region. He emphasizes that the North will soon define its political direction and its support will be crucial for any presidential candidate. He warns against further marginalization of the North, cautioning that continued disregard for the region's interest could have consequences for the country's stability. Well, joining me right now to discuss this is Professor Tukur Muhammad-Baba, is the National Publicity Secretary of the Arewa Consultative Forum. He joins virtually from Kaduna. Thank you for your time, sir. We also have Sagir Baba, is the National Chairman, Think Right Youth Forum. He joins virtually from Kaduna. Thank you for your time, gentlemen. Let me start off with you, sir. What do you make of the statement of Dr. Baba? Okay, so let me start by asking, how strategic is northern Nigeria to the country's politics?
Northern Nigeria, can you come again, please?
I asked that how important or strategic is northern Nigeria to the country's politics?
How the northern Nigeria in politics, as you know, due to the population and prominent politicians that we have in Nigeria, northern Nigeria is popularly known by its contribution since the independence of Nigeria. Or I can say starting from first democratic election, the population in the North contributed a lot. And we have so many prominent politicians and activists in the North, which contributed a lot. Because, you know, as you know, in democracy, each citizen has one vote. And the more votes, that is the number of the voters you have backing or supporting you, the more you will be successful politically. So due to the high population or density population in the North and higher number of registered voters from the northern parts, if you look at the 6 geopolitical zones, you see that the northern part of Nigeria have the highest number of registered voters and highest number of people that went to normally cast their votes during elections. So northern part of the country has a stronghold in Nigerian politics, in Nigerian democratic system, and has a lot to contribute politically.
So are you saying that without the influence of the North, particularly when it comes to the election of a candidate, it's likely that the candidate might not do well?
Exactly, because I'm not, I can't overrate, because what we want is we want a united nation, a country where each and every citizen will contribute and feel treated equally without any discrimination or something similar to that. I am not taking a side like the North is better than any part of the country. But what we are saying, if you look at it politically, many Northerners nowadays, most especially starting from this 2015 APC administration, what have we gained politically? Even the road from Abuja to Kano, up to now, they have not completed it. So, but look at the other part of the country. You see so many successful projects. Even just of the recent, during this administration of Tinubu, you see how many trillions allocated for one single road from Lagos to Calabar. This shows how northern part of the country feel or sense marginalized or not been carried along even with the contribution given to APC administration or Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, and look at the support that northern part of the country gave during Buhari's election, which brought APC into government. They dump PDP and supported APC fully. And if you look at the just of the like what is happening now, you will see that most of the projects from the northern part of the country are not being funded. So even the Dr. Hakeem, that is the reason why I think he resigned his position and come back maybe to start struggling against.
But don't you also think, sir, that don't you also think that that there needs to be some sort of maybe policy intervention? Because I mean, if you look at Nigeria's political trajectory, just like you said, the North, to a very large extent, plays a pivotal role in determining on a federal level who gets the top job. I'm talking about the position of presidency right now in the country. But for some political pundits, they will feel that this is not balanced, particularly, for the southern region. Do you think that a policy intervention is needed to ensure fairness and some level of balance in this equation?
Politics. Can you come up again? The last.
I'm asking if you feel that there should be a policy intervention to ensure equity, fairness, and balance in this equation. Particularly when it comes to federal elections, for the seat of presidency, for instance.
Exactly. I can see most Nigerians nowadays think if the legislative arm is working according to the rule of law, I think most of the problems we are having now will not have them. That is why most Nigerians, most especially who are in support in a democratic system, to be following all the rules and regulations, that is the respect to rule of law. See that the bad side of a presidential or executive arm of government nominating or giving support to one part of the candidate who are want to be Senate President or Speaker House of Rep. And during this administration, most popularly known that the Senate President and the Speaker House of Reps were being nominated or supported by the executive arm, which is politically wrong, or I can say was politically wrong, because the executive arm should work independently, and the legislative arm should work independently, judiciary should work independently, according to the rules and regulations of the country, without interfering. That is when there will be, you will see, fairness within each and every part of the country. But if the executive arm has the capacity or will violate the rules by voicing that they are supporting somebody to be Senate President, or they are supporting somebody to be Speaker House of Rep, or they are supporting somebody to be Chief Judge, how do you think those people will go against them and serve the rule of law in the country? I think that is what caused so many issues that we are having now.
All right.
But with the orientation having from media like yours and other media houses, I think in the nearest future, many Nigerians will understand the importance of voting people that are patriotic, people that are willing to serve the nation, to be senators, to be member House of Reps, so that
Sergey, I might just need to leave you for a moment, Sergey. Sorry for that, but I'd like to bring into the conversation Professor Tukur Muhammad-Baba is the National Publicity Secretary of the Arewa Consultative Forum. He joins virtually. Thank you for your time, sir. Let me start by asking you, sir, that Dr. Hakeem Baba-Ahmed, as the former special advisor on political matters to the president, actually did assert that no politician can win without the Nigerian presidency, without the support of the northern region, particularly ahead of 2027. I mean, what's your position on this?
My position is that Dr. Hakeem Baba-Ahmed is entitled to his view. This is a political season. Everyone is expressing their view. He has expressed his view, and it's as good as he says it. That's his personal opinion, and of course, so many other people have expressed opinions one way or the other about the future of politics, and especially with regards to 2027. My take is that he should be respected because he was expressing, as far as I can tell, a constitutional right, a constitutional freedom to express his view, and there is nothing wrong with it. So many other people have said as much for or against the role of the North in the forthcoming election. But it's, at the end of the day, it is up to the electorate to decide who should, it's up to the parties to decide who should run, and it's up to the electorate to vote a person for the 4 years starting from 2027. Personally, I don't see any reason to raise any dust about what Hakeem has said. It's nothing that it's nothing new. It has been said several times. Let's face it. In various elections,
just quickly, sir, before
tended to present. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just quickly before we go on a quick break. I mean, just like I asked Sergey, sir, how strategic, in 30 seconds, is the North to Nigeria's political landscape?
Sorry, can you come again?
How strategic is the North to Nigeria's political landscape?
The North is part of the political landscape. When you talk of the North consists of, if we can go by popular view, it consists of 3 zones: Northeast, Northwest, and North Central. The North does not necessarily have to vote en bloc, and it has never voted en bloc for any party as such. Well, of course, you know, in 2015, there was massive votes from the North, but it's not just because it is a determinant. It is the number of people who came out to vote and who expressed their view. But I think trying to foist a characteristic of the North that it is bragging, it must decide, I think is just part of the vilification, sanctimonious vilification sometimes of the North. Let the electorate decide.
All right, we'll go on a quick break. When we return, we'll, of course, delve into the security situation in some parts of northern Nigeria. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ on New Central Television. I still have my guest with me. Sagir Baba is the National Chairman, Think Right Youth Forum. He joins virtually from Kaduna. And I also have Professor Tukur Muhammad-Baba is the National Publicity Secretary of Arewa Consultative Forum. He's also joining virtually from Kaduna. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. Let me come back to you, Sagir. What we are seeing right now in some parts of the North, where insecurity seems to be rife. We are seeing cases in Plateau State, in Benue State, where it appears like, you know, terrorists are back, and cases of farmers' herders clashes. At some point, for many Nigerians, it appeared like this season or that phase had passed. But right now we are seeing a resurgence. What's going on?
Thank you for coming up with this issue. But the problem of insecurity in the northern part of the country, I think, to me, is politically motivated or behind a political smoke. How can, let us ask ourselves, how can a country with a larger population of youths between the age of 18 to 35 that are employable youths and they are not employed will be secured? Most of the youths between that range of the age are healthy. They have ambition. They want to get money, to be married, etc. And many of them are not educated. And even the educated ones are not given opportunities to serve the country. You will see that we have so many engineers, but if government will award contracts, they will award it to foreign companies. And the farmlands, most of the farmlands now, they are not being cultivated. We have how many, more than 70 million arable farmlands.
I'm going to, just quickly, because we're really pressed for time, Sergey, you said that you feel that many of these attacks are politically motivated. My question to you is, why do you think so? Do you think that there are some individuals, because some Nigerians are asking questions like, okay, we are beginning to see the political season, election season come up. There's defection, there are talks of defections, coalitions. Some individuals maybe are not comfortable with the current political crop, and maybe in a way to discredit the current administration, we have all these issues come back. I would like you to speak on what you mean in 30 seconds by it being politically motivated.
What I mean that most of them are politically motivated is I don't think there is any reason Christian and Muslim will fight. And I don't think there is no reason why farmers and herdsmen will fight. If they have, government will provide them the place to like rear their own animals, and farmers have their own, and if there is justice, somebody that is found guilty or convicted, if they are being punished, nobody will like try to repeat that mistake or that crime.
All right, Sergey, your point is well taken.
Most of the issues you see when something happens, you see politicians or religious leaders come together, like try to change the atmosphere.
All right, Sergey, sorry, your point is well taken. We're really running against time. I'd like to bring in Professor Tukur into the conversation. The insecurity we are seeing in some parts of the north, just like what Sergey said, do you think, sir, that this is largely political? And there are also even reports that many of these attacks are carried out by individuals from outside the country, and they're even well equipped. What is going on?
What is going on is the fact that we have rising criminality, is sheer criminality. Of course, there are all kinds of colors that is given to it, religious, ethnic, locational, and so on. But to me, it's sheer criminality on the one hand. On the other hand, or against that, the inability of government to organize itself, to organize the security forces to deal with this problem forthwith. You see, when we start attributing religion, ethnicity to criminals, we are actually giving them room to operate. The point is our security architecture need to change. The strategy need to change. We need to adopt multiple approaches to solving these problems rather than giving it one coloration or the other. Impunity is another. It looks like the government is not settled on exactly what the problem is. And you cannot solve a problem if you don't understand the roots of the problem. In my opinion, and there have been many, many studies They show that there is a correlation between what is happening with the standard of living of the people, population increases, competition for land, everywhere. It's not just the North alone. Everywhere these problems are there. And people have added. I've read studies that says adding to that problem is also climate change, population increases, and so on. You see, it's a complex problem, but it's a security, it's a criminality issue with very complex interwoven roots. And unless we tackle them from that perspective, we are not going to get the solution.
All right, in 30 seconds, sir. In 30 seconds, sir.
It's more than Christian Muslim. It's more than ethnic. It's everything together.
In 30 seconds, sir, what do you suggest is solution?
One, we need to revamp our security architecture. Two, we need new strategies for fighting. Three, we need to empower communities everywhere to act as fast, what do we call it, advanced warning, so that we train people in basic security measures so that information will flow to those who should take action.
Does that empowerment include giving people arms to defend themselves?
Well, it depends on what you mean by arms. You know, arms are there if we can do it under control, because sometimes when you just give people arms, the solution becomes more painful than the medicine, than the problem itself. In Zamfara state, communities arm themselves. What do we have? Zamfara is in a state of anarchy now. Arms all over, people are fighting. The moment you give people arms, whether they are fighting criminality or become criminals themselves, is the problem. So if we can do it under control, with the supervision of the security forces, with right level of training given to communities on what we can and we cannot do, I think we can get to the root of the problem. The problem is local. The solution has to start local. So the information has to flow from the locality, and then the security forces need to take
Professor
action.
Tukur.
But right now we have impunity. In many places, the security forces...
Professor Tukur, I'm afraid we need to go.
Problem. So it's a complex problem that the government needs to address from all perspectives.
All right, thank you so much, Professor Tukur Muhammad-Baba is the National Publicity Secretary of Arewa Consultative Forum, and also Sagir Baba is the National Chairman of Think Right Youth Forum. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.